Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, CS8601 mobile computing. Today we are going to discuss about the topic routing and mobility management of mobile communication. First of all, the routing is path finding from one end to other end. That is, a host or a router has a routing table with an entity for each destination or a combination of destination to route IP packets. Routing tables can be either static or dynamic. A static routing table it contains information entered manually. The administrator enters the route for each destination into the table. The dynamic routing table is updated periodically by using one of the dynamic routing protocols such as open state protocols and then border gateway protocols. The main function of the network layer is to route packet from source to destination. The route through the network must be selected. Generally, more than one route is possible. Here, when a device has a multipath to reach a destination, it always select one of the path by preferring the its over others. This selection process is termed as a routing. The routing is done by special network devices called routers, and it can be done by means of software process. The software based routers have limited functionality and limited scope. So the routing occurs at layer 3, the bridging occurs at layer 2. So the network layer A to B, we are using the different layer in the communication system. So what are the properties of routing algorithms? First one is correctness. The correctness and simplicity are self-explanatory. And robustness, it means ability to cope with the change in the topology and the traffic without requiring all job in host to be absorbed to network to rebooted every time. And the third one is stability. It refers to equilibrium state of algorithm. It is the technique that react the changing conditions such as conjunctions. Under any conditions, the network must not reach to slow or experienced unstable swing from one extreme to another. And some performance criteria may they exchange the data packets between the nearby stations and disk coverage the exchange between the distant station. Some comparison is needed between the fairness and optimality. Now we can move. What is internet protocol routing? So the IP routing, it search a matching host address and it search for matching network address and it search for default entity in the source to destination. So the routing done by IP router when it search the routing tables and decide with the interface to end a packet out. Now what is a routing algorithm? The routing algorithm can be separated in two categories. So number one, static, that is a non-adaptive routing algorithm. Second one, dynamic routing algorithm, that is an adaptive routing algorithm. And now the routing can be divided into two different categories, that is a intra and inter-domain routing methodologies. In the autonomous system, a group of network and routers under the authority of a single administration. Inside an autonomous system, there is a intra-domain routing. That is, intra-domain routing can be divided into distance vector routing algorithm and link state routing protocols. So this is a intra domain routing category. And finally, the path vector, it is one of the inter domain routing protocols. Now, how to the routing information protocol we can found. The routing information protocol, it can update or exchange between the neighbors approximately every 30 seconds of information response message passing through the each individual subscribers. So here we can see the structure of the node in the A cell D, B, X and C. So here the A is a destination point, the X is A is a source point and X is a destination point. The message how to transfer the A to X in the minimum shortest path area. So that information of source and also the every individual neighbors node to collect the information response to the destination and then to share the source side. So this is a routing information protocol functionality. And then what is the message format of routing information protocol? So this is a header format. First with the session is a command. It is an 8-bit field specified the type of message, that is a 1 for request and 2 for response. And also the version, it is a 8-bit field defined the version, and the family is a 16-bit field defines the family of protocol used. For TCP and IP the value is a 2, and then the network address, the address of the destination network, and the distance is a 32-bit field defines the hop count for the advertising router to destination the network. Now we can move to the open shortest path first algorithm. So in this algorithm is one of the routing algorithm in the communication network side. So in this algorithm, it is a link state, that is we find out the shortest path in the routing protocols. So the open shortest path is based on distributed map concept. All node have a common network map which is regularly updated. Each node contains a routing directory databases. The databases, it contains information about the router interface that are operatable, as well as states information about the adjacent routers. This information is periodically broadcast to all routers in the same domain. It in the open shortest path first compute the shortest path to the other router. It now widely used as an interior router protocol in TCP/IP network, and it compute a route through the internet the least cost based on a user configuration metric of cost. The user can configure the cost to express a function of a delay, data rate, or other factors. The open shortest path first is classified as an internal gateway protocol because it supports a routing with an autonomous system only. The exchange of information between the autonomous system is responsibility of another protocol and external gateway. The following the features of open shortest path first, it support multiple circuit load balancing because it can store multiple routes to a destination, and it is coverage very quickly to network topology change, and it support multiple metrics, and it not susceptible to routing loops, and it is support for variable length subnetting by including the subnet mask in the routing messages. So The open shortest path first introduces a two level of hierarchy of improving the stability and scalability. It has uses four type of routers. That is, the internal router is a router with all links connected to the network, and the area border router is a router that has link connected to more than one area, and the backbone router is a router that is link connected to backbone, and the fourth one is a autonomous system boundary router is a router that has it link connected to another autonomous system. Now this is a routers, that is a four different types of router in open shortest path first algorithm. Now we can move to the mobility management. The mobility management, it contains a function of registration, authentication, identification, and location updating, and also the prevention of temporary mobile subscriber identity, and replace the internal mobile subscriber identity, and which hides the real identity of an mobile station user over the AR interface. While in this international mobile subscriber identity identifier as a user, the temporal mobile subscriber identity is valid only in the current location area of the VLR. So the mobility management offers a reliable connection to the next higher layer. And then call management layer, it contains three entities. Number one, call control mechanism, short message services, and also the supplementary services. The SMS allows for message transfer using the control channels, and the call management, it provides to point connection between the two terminal, and it is used by higher layer for call establishment, call clearing, and also the change of call parameters. This layer also provide the functionals to send in backdoors. It is called dual tone multiple frequencies over the GSM network. These tones are used, for example, for the remote control of answering the machines or the entity of pins in electronic banking, and are also used for dialing in the traditional analog telephone systems. Now, in this session, we have to discuss the connection establishment and then routing. So routing, what are the different type of routing procedure we are followed by the mobile communication system. Thank you for watching this video.